What's up, guys? Today I'm going to make a video talking about my top 5 pros and cons about daily driving a classic car. So as you guys know, I daily drive my 57 F100 and I've been doing that for about a year now. I get a lot of people that ask me questions about it when they see me driving it, of what it's like to drive it, and a lot of people would say that they would never want to drive it when I kind of tell them a little bit about it. So I decided to kind of make this video to talk about, what I've experienced over this year of driving a classic car, and talk about it a little bit because not a whole lot of people do that sort of thing. So my number 1 pro would probably be that it's very unique. Like I said, there's not a whole lot of people doing it. And even if you were to have a really, really cool car, like if I were to buy a 2018 Mustang, which I think those are beautiful, awesome cars, there's still a lot of people out there that have a 2018 Mustang, and you're gonna see those driving around on the road a lot. But when I drive my 57 F100, you don't see any other ones around in my area. There's a lot of them around. I have some Facebook groups that I follow for these types of trucks. But still, it's a very unique truck, and you're not going to see a whole lot of them just driving on the road. Alright guys, so the number 1 con, and probably the one that most people would have, is maintenance cost, and really just overall maintenance. So you are going to have a lot more breakdowns and a lot more things go wrong in an older truck or car like this. I've had fuel pump, battery, alternator, all those types of things that go out a lot more often than you would get from a newer car. But one thing that I would say to that is a lot of times they're very, very easy fixes, and they're a lot of times also pretty cheap fixes because they're such old parts. I have a 289 out of a 65 Mustang in my truck, so parts for a 289 small block Ford are relatively cheap and they're relatively easy to fix. Like I remember when my fuel pump went out, it was just right on the side of the engine block. I'm a small enough guy, I just climbed right into my engine bay, 2 bolts got the fuel pump off, and then 2 more bolts put it back on. So everything's pretty easy to fix, and it gives you a good idea of general just mechanical stuff, how things work. Alright guys, my number 2 pro would be the friends that you make in the classic car world. I've made so many different friends just attending car shows, and even just things that I sell on Craigslist to people, to where they just come over to buy something from me, or I buy something from them, and then they end up being friends and we hang out and build cars together. So the friends that you make in classic cars was really a lot of fun, and you have the same interest. And the cool thing is it's all different types of people. Classic car people, or just car people in general, aren't just one type of person. You have everybody from all different kinds of walks of life and career fields that are all, get together just because of cars. Alright guys, my number 2 con would be no heat or AC. Especially like right now in Oregon, we just got a little bit of snow. It's starting to melt off now. But it can be a little bit chilly in the wintertime. I do have a heater, but it doesn't work very well. And then in the summertime, I have no AC. So luckily I have some old school like vents in the side of the truck that I can pop those open. And that cools it down a little bit. But as far as AC, I don't have any. It's something that I might install in the truck later on, but that would be an expensive thing. So that would be another one that people would have a lot, is just no heat or AC. Alright guys, my number 3 pro is going to be the conversation starter. So many times when I'm just at the grocery store parking lot, or taking it to the gas station or something like that, I can just have an immediate conversation that I can start with somebody about my truck. And I love to talk about cars, so it's a good opportunity for me to be able to start a conversation with somebody about cars. I'll be in the gas station and I'll have an old guy walk up to me and talk to me about my truck and how he just had one like that when he was a teenager. So it's kind of a cool experience to be able to just have a conversation starter. My number 3 con is going to be that it has less safety features than newer cars do. Right now my truck doesn't have any seat belts, which I'm going to be installing soon. And I also don't have any airbags, and that's something that you have to live with. Is if you drive an old truck, you're not going to have any airbags. I also don't have anything like ABS or traction control or anything like that. So it's really up to you, and if you crash, good luck. Alright guys, so my number 4 con is going to be the miles per gallon. There's a lot more fuel costs associated with classic cars because I have a V8 engine in there. I burn a lot more fuel than a little tiny Honda car would, or something like that. So it's definitely not a fuel saver type of truck. But my pro to that would be is the miles per gallon, because you get a lot more enjoyment out of driving these classic trucks or classic cars like that. So you kind of have to weigh your options of you know, it's kind of worth it when you get to drive such a cool car for the little bit more fuel cost. All right, my last one, which is kind of a pro and a con, is these trucks are very just raw, and you have to drive them a lot. So one thing that people might not like, that would be a con to some people, is these are not cars or trucks that you can just start up and instantly go. You know, you have to know these cars a little bit, and you have to know how to drive them correctly. So you have to warm it up a little bit, you have to work the throttle a little bit when it's colder, you know, you have to steer them a lot more than you would any of these newer cars. So that's kind of a pro to some people and a con to some people. I personally kind of enjoy that I have to know my truck and how it works, and little quirks about it that all these older cars have. But then there's other people who they just want a car that they can just get in and not have to think about it and just drive. Alright guys, this has been my top 5 pros and cons of daily driving a classic car. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and drop a comment below if you daily drive a classic car and what you think are some pros and cons of daily driving a classic car. And other news, some exciting stuff for me is I'm going to be attending the Emery Motorsports open house down in Burbank. Rod Emery is really building some super cool Porsches, and I've always wanted to check out his shop, so I'm going to get a chance to do that, and I'm going to make a little video about it, so you guys will have that to look forward to. Thanks for watching.